So, Marvel, was a race swap worth it? Was it worth making Sam Wilson Captain America 2.0?
What did it cost?
Everything.
Hello, and welcome to my channel. I'm Reina Creole, bringing you that spice to sci-fi and pop culture analysis. And in this video, I am going to give you my non-spoiler and a spoiler review of Captain America Brave New World, starring Anthony Mackie and Harrison Ford. Now, I will let you know when I'm going to give my spoiler review, but for right now, we are non-spoiler. I'm going to let you know what I liked about the film, what I did not like about the film, and whether I think it's in your best interest and your wallet to go and see this film. But before we get started, please do your girl a favor. Please do hit that subscribe button. And once you do, make sure you hit that notification bell so that you will be notified when your girl has hot, fresh pop culture content for you to enjoy. So with that said, let's get on to the review. So the premise of Captain America Brave New World, aka Captain America 4, is that you have Sam Wilson, who is now the new Captain America, or Captain America 2.0 as I like to call him, finds himself in the middle of an international incident and must discover the motive behind a nefarious global plan. Now, to set things up here, I did not watch The Eternals. I did not finish watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Both movies, well, one movie and one god-awful television series on Disney Plus that are referenced in this film. So yet again, I'm already salty that I have to watch all that stuff, effectively do homework before going to see a movie. So what I liked about this film, I did like that they brought Isaiah back. The scene where Isaiah gets taken into custody, of course, obviously, you figure this out given what you see in the trailer. That whole scene was a real tearjerker. I mean, if you don't feel emotion when you saw that scene, you really have no soul. That was very well done. The scene where you see Isaiah's pretty much been taken over, like he's been, triggered or activated, kind of like what happened with Bucky. That was very easy to see happen, and it's just like, give us something new, Marvel. I do like a good mystery, but that didn't start off too well. Giancarlo Esposito as Sidewinder and Tim Blake Nelson as Samuel Stearns, both of their performances were excellent. I enjoyed seeing both of them. Anthony Mackie just worked with what he had, and the script wasn't really all that great. But in the midst of a bad script, Giancarlo and Tim Blake were great, which presents a problem, and I'll get into that in a little bit. Last thing I liked, shout out to Red Wing. Red Wing is, Falcon's little murder drone. I think Red Wing had a higher body count than Sam Wilson, but either way, I did like the murder drone, so I just want to give a shout out to it. So let's talk about what I did not like, and there was quite a bit that I did not like about this film. As I said before, I didn't like that I needed to see Eternals before this film to know what the heck a Celestial was. I didn't want to have to see Falcon and the Winter Soldier beforehand. This film assumes that you've seen both of those and know what's going on. I didn't like the removal of Ruth Bat-Sarat's Mossad, aka Israeli intelligence background. I didn't like that. I didn't like that they made her into, basically an ex-widow. That just seems too convenient. Didn't like that the Secret Service agent protecting President Ross, I call her Agent Tay-Tay. Girlfriend looks like she weighs 100 pounds soaking wet. No disrespect, but there's no way I believe she was a Secret Service agent. That's just, no. No. Not her fault she got cast, but that really took me out of it. Not that realistic. Harrison Ford, I mean, I don't know what was up with dude, but he just seemed like he would rather be anywhere else than in this film. It seemed like pretty much every scene he was in, he just seemed cranky, didn't want to be there. I just literally get off my lawn. He had that kind of energy, which is sad considering how how illustrious of a career Harrison Ford has had. So if you've seen Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones and Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, cranky ass Indiana Jones, yeah, same thing. Cranky ass President Ross. I can understand taking it for the paycheck. I mean, seriously, but he just phoned it in and just took me out of the film. I didn't like that I felt more for the villains than I did for the heroes in this. And that is a problem. Because if you're watching a superhero movie, you really shouldn't be rooting for the villains, but I found myself doing just that with Sidewinder and, of course, with Samuel Stearns. I shouldn't do that, but I felt more empathy for the villains than I did for the heroes in this film. And speaking of the heroes in this film, we didn't learn anything new about Sam Wilson in the film at all. No real character growth. Just, hey, you now have Cap Shield and you're effectively Captain America. But anyone, and we're going by MCU canon here, okay, playing by MCU rules. You've told me that Steve Rogers is Captain America. Sam Wilson is Falcon. So why is Sam Wilson getting Steve Rogers hand-me-downs? That does not sit right with me. Falcon is a hero in his own right, especially if you've read the comic books. And this movie, if anything, proved Sam's ability to rely on his wits, on his military background training, his paratrooper skills, all of that with some kick-ass tech. That's Falcon. He doesn't need Cap Shield. As a matter of fact, he can't even throw Cap Shield right. And why is that? Because he doesn't have the superheroes. Because he doesn't have the super soldier serum. Also, another thing, there are no real stakes in this movie. And by stakes, I mean something that happens that's such a gut check that our hero has to adapt and change and learn before our eyes. That moment really didn't happen. If, say, for example, mild spoiler, say, for example, if Isaiah had been assassinated, okay, that would have been real stakes. If, say, Brown Falcon, that's what I'm calling him, if something would have happened to him, that would have been real stakes. So that would affect Sam, and we would learn something as he learns about himself. But no, we got cheated out. We got cheated out of that. And speaking of getting cheated out of things, how come we couldn't see Isaiah on that mission in Korea? I would have loved to have seen that. Missed opportunity, Marvel. So, my final thoughts on this film. Unbiased review, I gave it a 4 out of 10. Biased review, I gave it a 2 out of 10. So, obviously, I really didn't like this movie that much. The fact that Sam doesn't have a super soldier serum, I can talk through this line. He doesn't have that. He can't throw the shield right because of that. There's so much cutscene and editing going on that it's not believable. we've seen how someone with the super soldier serum will throw the shield and how they fight. And Sam doesn't have that. That's not his. That's not his fighting style. So not happy. Marvel keeps trying to make that happen. Sam Wilson is Falcon. Steve Rogers is Captain America. Period. End of story. Do I think you should waste your time? Oh, that didn't sound biased at all. Do I think you should go see this film? Not really. At least not in the theater. This film is obviously not theater material. It isn't. It's good enough for a Disney Plus release, but the CGI is horrible. The fight coordination scenes are mid, and they're not exciting. So I would say if you really want to see this movie, go and do the matinee. But honestly, this movie would really only be entertaining if you're slightly inebriated. Okay, so I am going into spoiler territory for a minute or two. If you don't want to be spoiled, you can just click and go to the end end of the video where I close things out. Two spoilers. One, and it proves that of all the reshoots and everything, they shoved this scene in here at the last minute. And it directly addresses those of us who are just like, without the super soldier serum, I mean, Sam's like Captain America. There's a scene where Sam Wilson is looking at his buddy Joaquin Torres, aka Brown Falcon, who has been severely injured. And they don't think that he's going to make it. He's in critical condition. So, of course, Sam is watching the surgery. And someone comes in the room off screen, and Sam basically says, go away. I need to, be by myself. Person's still there. And Sam looks around, and who is it? Bucky, who apparently is running for public office. But either way, Bucky shows up. Sam has, a bit of a pity party, and there's a represent, well, Sam, you can't blame yourself. And Bucky's like, well, Sam, why don't you just say it? Sam says, I think Cap made a mistake. And Bucky says to this effect, no, he didn't make a mistake. Steve saw your humanity, and your humanity is what makes you Captain America, not your strength. Which I think is a bit hypocritical, because wasn't it Steve Rogers' humanity that made him the perfect candidate for the super serum and why he wound up taking it? Remember Captain America, First Avenger, Steve Rogers, little scrawny kid who the army was ready to reject, dude. Somebody threw this like grenade. I remember who threw the grenade though. I think it was a drill sergeant. Threw the grenade. Everybody else was scattered, and Steve Rogers fell right on it and was telling everybody to get away. He was about to give his life up for people he knew and people he didn't. And he took the super serum because he knew that would make him stronger to be able to fight for his country. And they never make it clear why Sam didn't take the super soldier serum. Anyway, even with that scene, it still doesn't make sense that Sam does not have the super soldier serum. And without it, the audience really cannot connect. Okay, well, speaking for me, can't really believe that Sam can throw the shield around. Just saying. The other thing is a after credit scene, which is quite forgettable. Well, Storm's a bad guy, of course. He's in the prison, along with Ross, who I don't care how many edits were done with this film. This film was obviously made to poke fun at, and not in a good way, Trump. Doesn't matter how many edits are in there, it's very obvious that what he did, including a scene with Ross in prison. Yeah, so just saying. Anyway, Sam goes to see Starnes. Starnes basically says, "Oh, you think you can save this world? Others are coming." I'm like, that's it? It is the most, I have to say, that's probably the worst Marvel post-credit scene I have ever freaking seen in my life. It was horrible. Anyway, that is going to wrap it up for this video. Like I said, unbiased review, I give it a 4 out of 10. Biased review, I give it a 2 out of 10. Mainly because this race swap was not worth it at all. Falcon was fine as he was, but somebody at Marvel thought that Falcon wasn't good enough. Sam wasn't good enough. So you have to give him Captain America sloppy seconds. You're not fooling anyone. And it's basically an insult to say that Sam's not good enough. Stand on his own 2 feet as a badass Falcon that he is. Disney's a distributor, but let's just say Marvel, or more accurately, Kevin Feige, who discussed it. Well, that's enough for me. Let me know what you think in the comments about Captain America Brave New World. Did you like what you saw? Did you not like what you saw? Are you buying this whole thing of Sam Wilson as the new Captain America? Or do you think that, like I did, Captain America's shield should have went to Bucky? I'm just saying. Anyway, if you got some value out of this video, please do hit that thumbs up button. Make sure that you're subscribed and you hit that notification bell, and I will see you next time. Bye.